Hello, Dr. Cisse covering anatomy and physiology. Today we'll talk about epithelial tissue. Epithelial. There are four types of tissues. A tissue is just many cells that come together to do a specific job. We got epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissue. Today, I want to talk about epithelial. Epithelial, AP, which means top, thelial, thelium, which means layer, is top layers of the body. Epithelial tissues are classified based on two things: the shape of the cell, shapes of cell, and the number of layers. The number of layers. Based on the shape of the cell, we got three kinds. We got squamous, we have cuboidal, and we have columnar. Based on the number of layers, we have either simple or stratified. Now, how do you know which one is what? If you look at the squamous, they will look like this. They're kind of flat. So this is a squamous cell. Or something like this. They're kind of flat, like this. Now, this one is like a little square. It's also flat. It could be squamous. And the other one, the cuboidal, looks like a cube. For example, this can be a cuboidal shape. Cuboidal, like that. Or columnar will be something like long like this one, for example, or even this. So the columnar will be long. Cuboidal will be like the height and the width will look like the same, and squamous will be very flat. Now, based on the number of layers, we can have simple, which will be just one layer. For example, if I have simple squamous, for example, I'll have only one layer of squamous cell, like this. But if I have stratified squamous, I will have more layers on top of each other, like this, for example. Stratified squamous, like that. For example, if it's gonna be this one, I can have simple squamous, like this, but stratified will be that to put them on top of each other, like that. Stratified squamous, like this. So the stratified squamous will be many, many layers on top of each other, and the simple squamous will be one layer. If I take cuboidal, if I got one cell like this, that will be simple cuboidal. But if I put something on top of it, it'll be stratified cuboidal. The same thing here. If I have simple columnar, it will look like this. If I have stratified columnar, it will look like that, like they go on top of each other. Also, if I have simple columnar, I can even have a little bit different shapes on top of each other. It could be the bottom will be like this, and the top will be like that. So it doesn't mean stratified columnar. Stratified just means many layers, two or more layers. Simple just means one layer. So now, if you look at these, based on just that, we're gonna have 6 types of epithelial. Simple squamous, simple cuboidal, simple columnar. Then we're gonna have stratified squamous, stratified cuboidal, stratified columnar. There are 2 that kind of look like between the 2. One of them is called the transitional. So that transitional, if you look at it, the bottom look like cuboidal, and the top looks like squamous. So if I want to build this, I can have the bottom, for example, could be like some cuboidal, like a cube, like this, like that. And the top could be squamous, like this, for example. You see that? So you can have bottom cuboidal, top squamous. That will be transitional epithelium, okay? Transitional epithelium. You'll find this in the bladder, for example, urinary system, okay, in the bladder. Then you got pseudo-stratified columnar. That one looks like stratified, but it is simple. Imagine if I take this and I squeeze them together like this. If I squeeze them like this, Some of them will lose some part of it, like this one gets very thin, such that this one is wide, this one is thin. If you look at it, if you want to draw that, it'll be like something like that. It'll be like stratified, it'll like simple, but looks like stratified. That will be stratified, pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium. So basically, if you look at all epithelial tissues, they are based on two things, classified based on two things. They could be squamous, cuboidal, columnar, based on the shape of the cell. They could be simple and stratified based on the numbers of layers. Based on that, you can have simple squamous, simple cuboidal, simple columnar. Stratified squamous, stratified cuboidal, stratified columnar. And then you can have transitional and pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.